It's time now for sports, and we're starting with tennis.
Rafael Nadal has conquered the clay 12 times at Roland Garros and is on course to finally win the Paris Masters for the first time. Nadal defeated Stan Wawrinka in straight sets and faces Jo-Wilfried Tsonga next for a semi-final spot. Elsewhere in Bercy, Frenchman Tsonga and Gael Monfils both came from a set down to reach the quarterfinals, but Jeremy Chardy's best ever run in Paris ended with defeat to Christian Garin. Garin will face Gregor Dimitrov, who easily beat Dominic Thiem. Novak Djokovic and Stefanos Tsitsipas will meet in the quarters after victories. Alexander Zverev lost, but sealed an ATP Finals spot. Staying with tennis, and world number one Ashley Barty sealed a semi-final place at the WTA Finals in Shenzhen with a straight sets win against Petra Kvitova. Barty will play Simona Halep or Karolina Pliskova, who meet today in effectively a quarter-final. Belinda Bencic secured a semi-final against Elina Svitolina after her opponent, Kiki Bertens, became the latest player forced out of the WTA Finals when retiring due to illness. On to the oval-shaped ball now, and it's the Rugby World Cup third-place playoff later this morning as losing semi-finalists Wales and New Zealand meet. The All Blacks must recover from the disappointment of a loss to England last Saturday that ruled out a third straight title.
These boys have had a tough week, but I'm really proud of the way they've climbed back off the floor, and they're getting on with it. And we've got a game tomorrow which is called a test match for a reason, because it's going to test us mentally and physically. We could end up being in a situation where we've lost 2 games or lost 1 game and still haven't been good enough to win the tournament.
For Wales, it's their final match of the Warren Gatland era, which has included 3 Six Nations Grand Slam titles.
You put the disappointment behind it, but then you think about the chance of playing against the All Blacks, and that kind of gets you excited, and go out there and perform well in the World Cup. And as I said, and if we play, we want to go out there and be positive in the way we play. I think the All Blacks will do exactly the same.
New Zealand have won their last 30 meetings against Wales, last losing to the Welsh in 1953. Of course, the Rugby World Cup final is just one sleep away now, and England have named an unchanged starting lineup to face South Africa in Yokohama. It's only the second time in 4 years that England head coach Eddie Jones has done just that, sticking with the 15 who stunned the All Blacks in their semi-final meeting.
You're an energy giver, aren't you, Joe? So it's a good vibe in camp. We spent a lot of time together in Japan, and I think a lot of us, well, all of us have loved our time here, and blokes like Joe just make it that little bit longer, better. Sorry.
Okay, leave it there.
On to football now, and Paris Saint-Germain have won their last 6 matches in all competitions, conceding just 1 goal. However, coach Thomas Tuchel wasn't happy with their 4-0 win in Le Classique. Our match against Marseille was not our best performance because during the second half, we missed our intensity and our standards. For me, the most important thing is to be able to win the next 3 matches against Dijon, Bruges and Brest. Keylor Navas is settling into Parisian life, one benefit being not having to play against new teammate Kylian Mbappe, who has now scored 6 goals in his last 3 games. Kylian is still a young player, a young man who enjoys football, but remains very humble. He's very clever, intelligent, he moves really well, he's got great finishing. He's an incredible young man, very versatile, probably the best young player around. PSG are 8 points clear at the top of Liga and can go 11 clear with victory at Dijon on Friday night. Second place Nantes play at Bordeaux on Sunday, with just 4 points separating second down to 12th in the table heading into the weekend. 7th face third as Marseille play Lille in the first of 6 games on Saturday. Meanwhile, Monaco can continue their resurgence and make it 6 wins from 7 in all competitions when travelling to Saint-Etienne on Sunday night.
Well, that sports update brings us to the end of this hour of Live from Paris, but there is, of course, more news coming up in just a few minutes' time. Will Hildebrandt is here in the studio to tell us what we can expect. Will.
Actually, we're going to be having a roundup of all our top stories here at France 24, including the meeting of the top communist brass wrapping up in Beijing. Though this plenum took place 20 months after the previous one, fueling rumors of internal divisions. We'll be getting an update from our correspondent in Beijing.